Yeah, I always notice that you're like way more saturated than I am, but I kind of like, I always go for the desaturated look though. So makes sense.
True.
Aside from the colors in the back, I guess. But
I'm just super tan where I live on a beach in Ohio.
yeah, dude, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's tan.
And I'm just a white boy with a tight little bussy. I don't know, man. Welcome to the 23rd episode of the Obscure Hotline. I'm Bronson with the audio hotline as my primary channel. And this is
Spark of Obscure Mics. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
And we say, hey,
what's going on? Yeah. Yeah, dude. So today is Monday, which is fucking weird for us.
Fucking
Monday, January 22nd, 2024. Yeah, I figure it's good to tell the date. Like I said last time, I think that it gives people some perspective on some topics that we talk about.
Indeed.
So yeah, but I hope that everyone listening, watching, whatever you're doing is having just a fantastic Monday. You know,
Just
are you
having the best.
Are you going back to work soon? You had a little vacation
today.
days.
I
went today. Brutal.
After
man.
9 days.
Ooh, that's a tough day back, man. That's a tough one. Okay.
It was not great.
Yeah.
That's fine. No, everything's fine.
Did it feel good to get back at all, or are you like, no? Because sometimes it does, but
no.
Okay.
No, I'm overworking for a living, so there's no job that's gonna feel like, yeah, I'm ready for this. And nope. I'd rather I'm like ready for retirement, and I'm like 23 years away.
Yeah, dude, that's a little rough for sure.
I mean, maybe I'm not 23, but per the age you're supposed to be,
yeah,
supposed to work yourself to the bone until like what, 65, or maybe they changed it to 63. I don't know.
I can't remember what the retirement age is now.
Fuck are we doing? Let's talk about our 401ks next.
I know, right?
The fuck are we doing?
If you want to,
I got a CD the other day, Bronson. It earns 4%. Go ahead,
dude. I just want to say, if you guys are seeing scratches all over my shit, man, these cats, they got me bad, dude. That one's a bad one. Look at that one. Jeez.
Ooh, that is bad.
Dude, that's a bad one. Ugh.
Where's my worst one? Right there. Right there. Right down.
Ow, jeez.
Right on the jack.
We're just beat up. But it's not don't call a hotline or anything unless it's the audio one. We're fine. We're fine.
Love it.
Yeah.
I do this thing where I spin mine around like a record on the kitchen floor. She just absolutely loves it.
Dude, I do that with one of mine. Yeah. I do that with the biggest one of mine. He's totally fine with it. He loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course I do the whole, I DJ it. So I'm like, spin that cat.
Yeah, dude. No, I love it. Well, if you want to jump right in, there's one thing that happened recently. We were talking about jobs and stuff, and it seems like for a lot of creators out there on the use of the tubes, it seems like they've felt like their creation has become much more of a job than it was, like fun for them. It seems like a lot of them lost the joy in it and everything. There's been a lot of them quitting recently. Very interesting. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, like, I definitely see a path where you can absolutely get sick of making YouTube videos. Like I think that's a very understandable thing when some people are going like 15 years doing it. I mean, shit, dude, if you do anything for 15 years, sometimes you're going to be like, damn, like I'd probably need to take a step back or completely stop or whatever, but yeah, dude, no, it's interesting. But the thing that I was going to talk about is specifically DSLR Video Shooter came out with a video talking about the 10 rules of YouTube and like his new rules, 10 rules. And I thought it was kind of interesting. Did you watch the video though?
I did. I watched his and then a couple more after his, but yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I don't know. Some of them are so clickbaity when it's like, I'm quitting. And then they you go to the video and it's like, smoking, I'm quitting smoking. It's like something like that, And but was there one of, crap, what's his name?
DSLR.
The big one. The
MKII,
yes.
MKBHD.
Yes.
I watched his.
So is he quitting, or what was his about?
No, God, no.
Okay, so it's clickbaity.
He just wanted to chime in with his thoughts
Yep.
on these things, and
Gotcha.
and of course he sets a few of his own ground rule things. And I don't really watch him because I'm not a phone nut. I like phones, but mini tangent, like all the huge like smartphone YouTubers out there, God, most of them are only doing Samsung, Apple, and every once in a while something else that's big, Google Pixel. It's like, dude, like
they
if I
don't
want to watch, I just that guy's huge. And I know he does Teslas and stuff, but like he only does the big phones, and I'm so much more interested in like those sleeper phones and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. That dude's already got like 4.2 million on his YouTube quitting video, and it's like, man, like nothing against the guy at all, but he didn't really say anything. You know what I mean? Like, I watched it and I was like, why did I watch that? Like nothing against him. It's just like, it was just a,
so it was kind of like
a reaction. I mean, it's more of an opportunity in my opinion.
Yep.
That is probably ridiculous for me to think, because I doubt he needs any opportunity at all. But,
dude, no, that's fair. Yeah.
But real
that's
quick,
what we should name this. Sorry. We should name it We're Quitting.
We're quitting.
And then we'll get like 200 views.
Yeah. And like, since we're veering down this path, like I'll cap my short rant with this. Like, I can't imagine being Mr. Beast, and to a lesser extent MKBHD, and I don't know all the guys, Unbox Therapy, guys with millions of subs. Like me and my mentality, like as soon as I got enough money to live the rest of my life, my videos would just be very sporadic. Like
that's fair.
I wouldn't really push. And it's like, it's crazy to see these guys. And I wonder where they get their drive, like, cause they get super huge, they're rich, and they're still pumping out content like crazy. And I know some of them love it, but like, even still 10, 15 years, like MKBHD's been doing this for a solid 8 or 9. I think, maybe more.
Dude. Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like,
dude, it's crazy.
Once I get the money, dude, I'm not out, but I'm like, part-time.
But it
just amazes me.
I think that's fair. I mean, like, I think that once you get to a certain, like, when you're comfortable, you can stop. And I think that's like a lot of things. I mean, shit, you even see it in athletes. Sometimes they get the big contract and they're like, I'm not going to try as hard.
I'm going to Albert Hainsworth this shit. Sort of.
Like I'm going to Jordan Poole this shit.
I'm a Jordan Poole this shit. Yeah. God.
So dude, no, I don't know. It's like, but it's understandable though. Like you make it to whatever you wanted, and then you're just gonna get kind of content and be like, well, I did it.
Yeah. And I can understand if you have a true passion for it, and I really like doing this, but I don't have to be rich, and I don't have to be as famous as possible. In fact, like, again, another reason I get the money and get out is to avoid fame. Yeah. Like, even MKBHD, he can't walk too far down the street without someone recognizing.
Oh, no way.
I couldn't do it. But I definitely have thoughts on this whole thing. Maybe, after these touching points we're doing now, like, let's dive right into DSLR Video Shooter's video, because I know you've got stuff to say, and I definitely have stuff to say.
So I wrote down like the 10 rules, and the main reason that I wanted to talk about it on here is like I understand that his rules are for him. So like it's not really to be like, oh, he shouldn't have said this rule or made this rule. I mostly just wanted to be like, how does this apply to us? Like, how does it apply to kind of the smaller creator? Like, dude, he's at like almost 800K. Like, so I'm just kind of interested to get your perspective on like, could you ever, or do you apply some of these rules? Don't you? Why wouldn't you? Why would you? So on and so forth. So, we can jump right in. First rule, separating your identity from your channel's identity.
I like that. Like,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff he said that I like, but that is why my channel's not called Jeremy Barker, like, or even just Bark. Like, it's about the brand. I understand that I am the small brand, but it's not my name, you know? So if people saw me in public, which fucking will never happen. But in the case that they did, they would see me and they'd be like, well, I guess they could yell Bark, but maybe they'd be afraid to, because I wouldn't respond to that in
Yeah.
public. Because obviously I'm not like Prince or Madonna, so it's not my full name. But you know, it's I think that's important, man. Like I see some of these big like camera guys and phone guys, and it's their name is their channel, and I'm like, man, like that's to me just my small brain. To me, that's like, you want to be famous, which is fine, perfectly fine. But your name, you have that attachment to it. Like, this is the brand is me. And I get that, but not for me. So I like that. I like that rule.
So it's very interesting because I think during the big boom of vlogging, there was like this gigantic push for everyone, regardless of what you did, to name your YouTube after you. Like mine would be Bronson, and like that's what, you know, like you would just embrace that, and like you are the brand. And I think that that's where probably he feels kind of exhausted by that, because when he started getting really big, that was like he was biggish, but then he got really big kind of during the vlog boom and a little bit after that and stuff. Like I can understand how he probably feels like he is his brand a little bit. Like Caeb Pike is DSLR Video Shooter, and both of those are one and the same. I don't know. It's tough because like there was a part of me when I was doing it that I was like, yeah, maybe for the opportunity to change if I wanted to, going by your name is good, you know? But like if you wanted to change what you do, focus on different things. But I don't know, dude. Like I understand that there's a personal aspect. I dropped a guitar tuner. There's
no biggie. It almost sounded like ice. I was like, not a drink.
No. But there's like a personal aspect of it being your name, and like people are coming to see you. But I think that's where you can kind of like get a little in your head about that. Is like there's this version of you that you put out there, and like, yeah, the version that I put out there is definitely me, but it's a calculated version of me in the sense that I'm portraying a certain kind of information. I'm not just being random, totally random. Like I'll be random, but like, you know, it's not calculated, but it's, I don't know, like shrunken down, you know, to like, this is
it's somewhat planned. So of course you're going to take on a different demeanor when 75% of your video is planned and 25 is improv.
Exactly.
So, of course you're you, but like to say that's you all the time, like, no, we turn ourselves on like Ryan Reynolds stays on, you know, he just stays on.
Yes.
And, you know, we turn ourselves on and we kind of shut that off when we run out of power like a robot. Like,
okay, dude, for real.
I'm the
real,
tired dude again.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Definitely. And so, I don't know, like for me, I remember talking to Tom about this like a while back. Tom Buck was saying, he's like, you know, there was such a push at that time to like have your name be your channel. And I was like, dude, I get it. Like I felt that same pressure too. So I don't fault anyone for that. Like Mark Bennett and Mark Weimel and Tom Buck and stuff, like, or even I guess Jared Undone isn't technically his name. And Mark Bennett is like Mark Bennett's Camera Crisis. So I get that, but I mean, like, I don't fault anyone for that, but I do think it makes it harder for them to separate themselves from that.
Yeah. Not only do I not fault them, it's just not, it wouldn't be for me to do that. But in the case of a Tom Buck who does audio and video and video cameras and old school film equipment. Like, in the case of folks that do multiple things on one channel instead of splitting it up into like obscure tech, obscure mics, using your name then does make some sense, because what kind of name are you going to give a channel? You know, do you really? I would rather be my name than be just another tech channel, which I have obscure tech, but I rolled with it because I don't care where it goes. But if I cared where it went, I probably would have just put my name under it, just because it would be easier, I guess. So there's definitely two sides.
Yeah, and I guess like in a way, it's not good or bad whether you do it. It just makes it harder, in my opinion. Like you feel like your identity is tied to that, you know?
Right. And it's your life. You live your life the way you want to live your life.
Live that life. But yeah, it's like, so the first rule, like everything we just said, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But then at the same time, like I was saying, it is hard to separate yourself from it, because it does feel like it is just kind of like an extension of you, and you're still being yourself. So you're like, I am putting me into that. So it's hard to separate it. You know what I mean? Like, but I do think that from like a mental standpoint, just being like, you know, how that succeeds and stuff or doesn't succeed, I need to separate myself from that. And I think it's more of like emotionally, mentally, you know, like separate yourself. But and from that, I definitely get it even more so. But yeah. So do you want to go to rule 2?
Let's go to rule 2.
Okay. Don't ride the YouTube wave. So meaning like this is when if your views are up or whatever, you're getting a lot of engagement. That's when you like saddle up, I think is what he said, and like just fucking ride the wave and put out as much as you can and make, you know, that basically.
Yeah. I agree with him again, just because that's, I don't know, man, that's giving your whole self to something, you know, and not saving it for anything else. So if I just rode the wave, pumped out videos, worked on production, worked on the looks, just made it bigger, bigger, better, better. Like, you know, misery is soon to follow after that. So no matter what, I mean, even if you think you enjoy that, like it's a deficiency, there's something missing. If you were just, if that is the only thing in life you care about, I have a hard time believing that that's fulfilling, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think that I don't know if I've ever like truly like rode the wave. I don't think that you have
I ain't
either.
had no damn wave.
Yeah, I'm like, but I can see, I would say like our version of riding the wave is making videos about new stuff as fast as we can. Like that's our version, in my opinion, of us riding the wave.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
You know.
And sometimes like that first to the market thing does creep in a little bit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't let it, you know, rule you. Like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, I can get this in immediately. Like, so do I hurry and try to put it out first just because I can, you know, and I save that for the every once in a while video.
Yeah. What I decided a while back, because there was an opportunity that I had with a company. I've talked to you about this. I won't name them or anything, but it was a big product, and they were like, you can be first to market with it. Like you can be
Newer 701.
Exactly. And but yeah, so they told me that and everything. So I like worked my ass off, did the video, got it all done and everything ready to go. And they let two much bigger names than I release it first. And I was peeved. I was actually mad, because I was like, if I would have done this in my own time, I probably would have like not really cared, and I just would have taken an extra few days. Like who fucking cares, you know? Yep. But so once that happened, I was like, I'm never gonna care again to do that, because I don't think it makes a huge difference, A, but B, I just think that I'll probably rarely get that opportunity being the size that I am, so I shouldn't care about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. But and at the same time, you have to hold people accountable. Like they told you something. And
Yes.
it was a ploy to get you to do something quicker. Just like when these small companies send me like, hey, we see you got the mic. Great. Here's a promo code. Email comes on January 18th. Promo code's good through January 23rd. So
Yep.
awesome.
Fuck
And I'm like,
them,
yeah,
dude. Yeah.
I got this today. And you think I'm going to have this video out in 5 days when
Yeah.
I can't pronounce the name of your company, like, or it's Fadoosh, or
Yeah. Yeah.
come on,
Dude.
man.
Yeah.
Like nothing against your company. It's like, you can't do this.
No.
People will
Yeah.
just say no because you're trying to push me on a mic that's $50.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
And that's all I got out of it was the mic.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
like I wasn't paid for it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. But the company that did that to me, I was a bitch to them about it. But I felt like I had a right. I felt like I had a right to be, and like they were actually very apologetic, and they were like, well, we have like multiple marketing people, and there was like a miscommunication and stuff, and I was like, well, I was still pissed though. I was still pissed, not because I was like, I really need to be first to market, but it's just like if you work really hard on something and you're told that something's gonna happen, you're like that should happen. Like that's fucking dumb,
Yeah.
But,
And of course they were nice and apologetic. You called them out on their bullshit. Usually that's what happens when we do that.
Yeah, dude, I've done it to a few companies now, and I've always been surprised that they haven't like told me to stick it where the sun don't shine, But no, dude, every single time they're like, "That's on us, sorry," But
since you brought that up, I have to. I wanted to tell this anyways, but God, I don't even know what the fuck. Okay, somebody emailed me. I joked a little bit earlier, but somebody emailed me and wanted me to check out some kind of something. I can't even remember if it was tech or mics. And, I was like, this actually looks pretty cool. Sure. Send it over. I'll review it at some point. No promises on when.
Yeah.
And they're, they email back a day later and they're like, we are in agreement. And I'm like, oh, yay, we are in agreement. And then it says, can you do the video like this? And there's a YouTube link and I click it and it's some food guy, like a food YouTuber, talking about a like electric thermometer that you would use in like a pot, cooking gumbo or whatnot. And I watched the video and it was just so cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like so good video, good video, like nothing bad, but it was not my style at all. So of course I emailed him back. I was like, so you want me to not do the review the way I would do the review?
Like you just want me to
you want me to turn into this guy? I was like,
dude,
keep your stuff, man. This is silly. You can't do this to people.
Like, I would tell them to fuck off. Like literally, I would just tell them to fuck off. Do you want to name them? Do you want to name them?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the name? Okay.
No.
I'm like,
no.
Name
God, you know how this shit is, man. It's
yeah, man.
Especially when I add the obscure tech thing in there, even though it's super small subs, I still get a ton of just emails, and I can't keep track of like the names. Like if they're not big, like you're not going to remember them. So, it was probably like Wooshy brand or something. They're always names. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would you name your company that?
Yeah, it's what so bad.
What
dude.
the fuck is birdfootstone.com? I don't
what? Dude, yeah. Oh man.
Thanks.
I know the naming. Oh, the brands, like the names they come up with now is just, it's hilarious. I'll never understand it.
Yeah.
But dude, that's really dumb, but also very funny. Yeah.
Another day in the life.
Yeah. For real.
Trying to not quit YouTube.
Yeah. Rule 3, I think, is probably one of my favorite takeaways from this. Simple thumbnail workflow. I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's weird because it's so hard to predict what scale you fall on. Like I've tried to do um, thumbnails with my face in it on Obscure Tech
Yeah.
versus thumbnails with just the product on Obscure Mics, and kind of went back and forth on both channels just as an experiment. And I think if you're a small YouTuber, I don't know how much of a difference you see in that. I'm sure it gets crazy when you get bigger, but I definitely don't see any reason not to just stick with a template and roll with it.
Yeah, I would say the only thing is regardless of what you're doing, just have it be quality, in the sense of like, if you're going to have it be your face, don't have it be ultra tacky. If you're going to have a bunch of words, don't have them be the most ridiculous things you've ever seen. And if you're going to have it be a product, like, have it be detailed enough that people know what it is. Like, I think that just my thumbnail workflow has officially came down to this. I will not take an additional picture, period. Whatever B-roll I have, I will grab one of my favorite shots of it, and that is what I use. Like,
that's
it. Like, don't make it another thing anymore. And also, I kind of think it's cool when I see that in another video. If I like see the thumbnail and then like they're doing the B-roll and I see the shot, I'm like, oh, like, that's cool. You know, like, I kind of like that. But so that's what I decided. But yeah,
and that's the best kind of creation, because your B-roll is fucking killer. So if you just take a still with the perfect, with like your favorite angle on whatever light you get, because you always run lights behind it, you know, that's a process in itself. So why not just double back on that?
Yeah. Well, I used to be like a stickler about being like, okay, the thumbnail has to be like this, you know? And I don't know. I feel like my thumbnails are fine. Like, I don't think I take advantage of what a lot of people take advantage of, whether it's like, what I like to say is just loud. Like, they're loud one way or another, whether it's bright colors, whether it's their face being goofy, whatever it is, like, they're loud.
Well, and you've got so much of that, like the blue, baby blue background with like some kind of white cartoonish fucking explosion thing and somebody doing this, and you know, it's whatever works for you is cool, but it is very just like, fucking look at me. Like,
Well,
look at
like,
my face.
And I think that that's like, but the simple workflow thing is good, and overthinking it, I think, is the whole point. Just like, don't overthink the thumbnails. I think that we've gotten to a point where like we act like, I don't know, like they make or break a video. And like, yeah, I guess if you had like a really, really shitty one that was a very bad representation of the video, like, yeah, I guess it could, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sure they are important, but I think that just like coming up with a system and sticking to it is good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to be a creature of habit, you know, forever. I almost hate, like, you ever get attached to a channel and then they do change their setup and you're like, oh, you know, it's kind of like, it's kind of like a, you know, TV show, your favorite TV show, when you're used to seeing everything done in the main set, whether it's the house or the workplace or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, they're somewhere else. Like, I watched Letterkenny for like 3 or 4 seasons and absolutely loved that show. Like, they were always at like the main house, or sometimes occasionally here or there. And one season they were like in a basement recording a radio show, and it was like the whole show was them in the basement. And I was like, no, why did they do this?
Yeah.
Why did you ruin everything I loved about it by just completely changing the set?
Yep.
And I feel like sometimes that backfires on big YouTubers, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a big improvement, but
I'm bad about changing the look of mine. Like,
well, yeah, but you can still tell you're in the same space.
Yeah.
You've just done something different with it, as opposed to like, you know, you're in a moderate space and then you're in a warehouse with nothing but LED lights.
That's very true.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck happened?
Wildly different. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I guess that no matter what, I've always kind of kept elements similar to a degree, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get that. I do get it. Like, so for instance, actually, I was talking to him about it the other day, but Mark Bennett changed his set recently, where it's like kind of more of like a calculated, it's like a background, like a wall, and it has like a camera crisis thing and like a plant and stuff. And I think it looks really good and everything, but I guess he was getting shit for it from like people that had watched him for a while, that they were like, we missed the old one. We missed the old one. And I think it is just,
for some.
yeah, I think it's just kind of one of those things that's what I was telling him is I'm like, but the new subscribers that see you in this are used to that. And like, you just got to think about it from the perspective of like, A, you're never going to make anyone happy. And B, like the new set to some people are going to be the original. So it's like, you just got to do you.
Day, it's your channel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's yours. It's not their channel. So when people get upset with you, it's like, dude, it's my channel. It's not, exactly. I'm not here to do everything. Like some dude spammed the fuck out of me the other day and commented on like 12 videos of mine and said, can you please do a video with the SM7B windscreen on the Fifine AM8? And I'm like, the AM8 is square, dude. Like,
yeah, like what?
It's square, the grill's square, and he's like, will you please try it? I just want to see. And I'm like,
bro, it's not gonna fucking work, man.
Listen, I try to give back as much as possible, even in the smallest ways ever. If I had that square mic, I would take 10 seconds and do a short I don't have that mic.
Yeah.
And I told him that. And it's like, I'm not going to buy that mic for you.
To
get a round peg on a square hole or, vice versa.
It totally is. That's like, hilarious.
Now watch, it would probably be like my biggest short ever and would blow me up to, 10K subs in no time. But he's still not doing it, Like, no, dude, I can't do everything. If it's reasonable and if I have the stuff, absolutely.
Yeah.
But will you put the round foam on the square grill? Like, okay.
Dude, that is hilarious. But I actually have been thinking about incorporating more shorts that are like questions from people. And I think it'd be kind of interesting. Not ones like that. But
dude, it's so easy to fall off the shorts wagon.
Oh yeah.
I just forget. I completely forget it's even an option. And like there for a minute, I was conscious of it and I just forgot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, so rule 5, we move on. Or wait, rule 4, my bad. We're only on 4. This one we don't really need to talk about. If I'm going to be honest, it says don't scale up. So it's like, don't hire editors and stuff like that. Like don't, have your content. Yeah. I'm like, we're not going to do that. I wouldn't, if I had the option to, I wouldn't still, because I am very much my content is my content, and I enjoy having a hand in all of it. And if I didn't enjoy having a hand in all of it anymore, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's an all or nothing thing for me,
Yeah. I'm not our buddy Michael Bauer, who, has the Dynasty Rewind football podcast, and he's got like 8 staff members or 6 staff members or I can't,
dude.
Like
I will say, put me,
some people can, and I'm in management, and there's not a chance I'm doing that. Like, I don't want to be responsible for paying people. I don't want to be responsible for grievances or like issues in the workplace. Like, if I'm pissed off currently, I'm pissed off at me or a company, and that's where it ends.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, like, put me in a different niche or give me a different interest, and I probably would do something like that. Like, I think for fantasy football, it's pretty smart. But
absolutely,
this,
and that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, but for this, no. Like, I think a part of this is like trying different products on the same person makes it valuable. Like if we had a different person talking into a different microphone every episode, it'd be like, they wouldn't get used to how our voice sounds. So a lot of it would just be like, I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hey, Mike, I got an intern named Mike. He's the mic fluffer. He gets it warm. It sounded a little cold, Mike. I think you might want to come over here and
warm
just
kind of
get the mic a little warmer to give me a little more warmth on my. Yep. Mike's going to get it, man. Yeah. He's new hire here over at Obscure Mics.
Work that shaft, Mike.
Work that fucking shaft, brother. You know something, brother.
I love it, dude. Actually, I mean, it could be kind of cool just to like, you walk in and the mic is set up and everything is recording and you're like, hey, like,
I mean,
not
that does
bad,
sound pretty
not
sweet,
bad.
right? But I don't know about 40, 50K a year,
Yeah,
out of
no.
my pocket to make that happen.
Yeah, no, not worth that. Yeah. But okay.
And
Number 5, make my videos, not good videos. I'll let you take it.
Yep. That's,
Yep.
I mean, that's, listen, I'm not a braggart, but like everything this guy has said has been my practice for 5 years. Now,
Yeah.
I'm detrimenting myself by doing that because I'm not getting big first, and then doing that. Like I'm not putting in the work to try to achieve a level and then I can plateau or whatever. I'm just like, fuck it from the get go. So, but
Yeah.
that's, I don't, again, people that have the drive to do what he's done, even though he's sick of doing it. And, those bigger YouTubers, like, man, kudos to you. I don't know if I wish I had that drive, but I don't fucking have it.
I know.
It's like, I just want to live and not work my ass off
I get what you mean.
in the name of money or fame. That's just me. But at the same time, like, fuck, I'd like to be a little more well off. It's such a struggle.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm like, nope, not going to do it. I'll just be poor.
So this, yeah, no, I definitely feel you. Like this one and the previous 2, these are definitely, you can tell they're coming from a bigger channel. And like, kind of like you were saying, like they're coming from a bigger channel that can take a step back. But if you were to do these from the get-go, you would probably be fucked, So it's like, if you only make the videos you want to make, a lot of the time, like sometimes, well, not all the time, but there's a chance that if you don't ride a little bit of a wave and like try popular products out, try new products out, try, like just stuff like that, like you're not going to get noticed to be able to implement these rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or, get to where you want to implement them, I guess. But so I'm
Right.
just like, if you, make, I'm not saying that the videos that people naturally want to make are bad videos. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that a lot of people, it's one and the same. But I'm just like, I feel like it's a little bit, you can read between the lines being like, okay, the person that wrote this is at almost 1 million subs, That's my take on it. But I definitely agree with him in the sense that the reward that I've gotten from making some videos that I didn't necessarily want to make wasn't worth the annoyance of making that video. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's, yeah.
I know we still have like 2 or 3 or 4 to go, but I also have to like stop and give the guy some props too. Like not everyone is self-aware of exactly what they want to do immediately. So, like for him to become self-aware, they're like, shit, I need to do some things or I'm going to burn out super quick.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be over. And that might not necessarily be what I want. Like for him to have the self-awareness to put a plan in motion and then basically just share it, Again, I watched a handful of videos after his. I don't know how many other people are doing it. I don't know what kind of videos they made when they quit or whatever, if they changed something, but he's, I feel like he's at least one of the original ones. And I feel like people just piggybacked off of him, but
oh, definitely.
Kudos to him for sharing those thoughts too. Cause that's, you're putting yourself at a little bit of a vulnerable place.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I do enjoy that guy. Like he's not one of my favorites or anything like that, but like every once in a while, I just, he's just like a refreshing mint. Like, I needed that.
Yeah, no, there are definitely some gems that he's put out. And I definitely like there are absolutely products, like I'm literally on one right now. Like the recommendation of him saying like, don't get an expensive standing like mechanical desk, get like a Husky workbench from Home Depot with the hand crank, dude. I have 2 of them now. I fucking love them. There are definitely things that I've taken from him and implemented them into, so like I definitely, He's an awesome channel. I think that when it comes to useful information that has been helpful to me, I mean, he's definitely maybe even top 5, you know.
I take offense as I sit here and look at my mechanical desk.
Dude, they've dropped in price a lot though recently.
Yeah, I'm also completely joking. This is the cheapest one on Amazon, and I think it was like $120.
Oh yeah, my Husky workbench was like, so I have 2 in my room now. I've got one back here.
Elitist.
2. So it was on a good sale. It was like $250 with delivery, which was usually like $35. So
I need to see him. I'm so inadequate in the tool shed, so to speak. I don't even know what it is that you have. I don't know what that hand crank. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't.
Yeah, if there was an easy way to show it
later,
yeah,
or I'll look it up. I'll fucking look it up later. I'll
show it to you.
I'll watch somebody's YouTube video.
I'll crank your knob.
Yeah, thanks.
So, 6, don't fret the schedule. This is something that I can say that I've been pretty good at, but I also feel like this is yet another kind of bigger, person being like, don't fret the schedule, when like, I feel like a lot of smaller people are pressured to put out a constant schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm with him. I feel like I'm mostly good at it, but sometimes bad. Like that's the one thing I want to get to. And what I took from his video, I was like, most of these things he's saying I'm kind of doing and always have, just because I've known what I want. And I know my limitations, being a channel that talks about phallic objects. It's like not going to have my own, show on Roku anytime soon.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but it the limitations, but still sometimes a company can make you rush your schedule, and sometimes you put the pressure on yourself. Like I've got so many things I need to do, and the pressure's not too heavy, but it's still there. Like tomorrow I'll randomly think like, oh fuck me, I need to get at least a couple of those done soon.
Yep.
And not procrastinate, or not just take time for myself. Like I need to be a little selfless and do these for them. And I'm like, wait a minute, this might cost $8.75.
Yeah, right.
No, I'll do it when I want to do it. And, but still, the pressure is there.
Oh yeah, so, no, I definitely get it. I can't
say I'm great with that one, but work in progress.
I would say I'm pretty good at ignoring the schedule, but I stress about it. You know what I mean? Like, well, I guess I should say I'm pretty good about like making my own schedule, but I do feel stress when I like haven't done a video that I like feel like I should have been done with, Yeah. So I mean, that's another one too that's hard, because it's like, well, you kind of sometimes have to fret the schedule if you're getting sent products and there is like somewhat of an agreement,
Yeah.
Which, but
yeah, even if it's with a small company, like if I said yes and I will, I can do that. Yes, I can get it done in 8 weeks, something like that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You don't want to be shitty.
Mm-hmm. So 7, we'll kind of bust through some of these. We can bust through pretty quick. So, because there is something I really want to talk to you about. So 7, ignore the algorithm.
Listen, dude, I did not know she was your wife.
I'm like, there's something I really fucking need to talk about.
I accidentally sent the wrong microphone, and it ended up being out of our top drawer. And anyways.
Oh yeah. So yeah, 7, ignore the Shaggy, dude. Ignore Shaggy. Ignore the algorithm rat race. I don't think you and I, we don't really subscribe to that much. Yeah.
No, I know the stress that comes with numbers since I'm in fucking banking. Yeah. And I don't need any more number stress in my life at all. So yeah, I've got a whole department of shit and numbers to worry about. And I fucking hate numbers, and I hate fucking Excel, and I hate fucking Office programs. And I make my living fucking with those. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And What I do for a living is something I fucking despise, and it's numbers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's parts of it I do like. But
yeah,
nope. I don't look at my stats hardly. The only stats I look at is when I open up YouTube Studio to answer comments and whatever the first 3 or 4 videos that are visible on your screen. However those are doing, that's what I know. And of course the sub count, because I open that app every day, not to look at the sub count, but to, answer comments or whatever. So I see one page of numbers, and unless somebody's asking me specifically, like Hank at Free Podcast Tools, he's got a funny thing going on Facebook, which is the fucking devil, but he posted something like, my female audience is 0.01%. Something like that. He's like, and it had laughy faces on it, like one of these, those kind of posts. And I was like, oh shit, I don't even know what mine is. So I went and looked, and it was like 0.5. It was a 0.5% instead of a 0.1%.
Oh,
and
dude.
So I responded to Hank, and I was like, mine's a 0.5%, buddy. And I did these fingers. It's like fucking stud, I have 5 times more, 10 times, 50 times. I don't even know. But dude,
that's true, man. Yeah. You're making it with the ladies compared to Hank.
Fucking making it. Yeah. But luckily my sub count means there's 2 females in the account.
Is that what? Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Is that the actual number? That's hilarious, dude. Now I'm very, very interested here.
Most of those are people that misclicked when they set up their Google account and accidentally hit female. Like Steve? Steve, what?
Oh my gosh. So audience, let's see. Audience. Where do I go to?
How adorable is Bronson?
How cute am I, y'all? You guys are a bunch of fucking incels, man. 7.2% are female.
Woo, Bronson. Now let me tell you the big issue here. I'm fucking 42. That is I don't think there's a lot of older women in the YouTube mic game. Man, Tammy Sipnewski, I loved watching her shit. And now she does crypto.
I know, I'm sad about it.
Yeah, I like Tammy. But there's not a lot of, most of the girls doing audio YouTube channels are in their 20s and 30s. It seems. I'm just making a judgment based off of who I'm subscribed to, like as far as who's using audio gear and stuff. And I don't see any gray-haired women with audio stuff.
Yeah, it's rare. I've seen it occasionally.
Your generation, your females love you. My generation, my females are like,
we're talking about.
I'm listening to Lip Biscuit. I'm not watching a microphone video.
We're talking about 7% though. That's fucking nothing. Like that's nothing.
Good though.
It's like for audio, pretty solid.
Mine dropped to 3.9. So I'm not even at 5% anymore. I'm at 3.9%.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Huh.
I am no longer popular with the ladies.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah. I told my wife that too. Like, I don't, I'm sure you go places and like you occasionally get flirted with, right?
Yeah.
Dude, once I hit 40, like that stopped. It just doesn't happen ever. But I don't really go anywhere either. But it doesn't happen when I do go places. It's like
interesting.
Settling into this, middle-aged, happily married, which I know you're happily married.
Yeah, like
something about the gray lets people know you mean business. Like, don't even fucking try to flirt with me. Hussy Jezebel. Dude,
which is interesting because I think a lot of girls really like the salt and pepper look. So I don't know.
It's totally a generalization in the audio. Like
definitely
I feel like it's safe to say, there's pretty much only Tammy Sipnewski and Sylvia Massey.
Yeah.
Do you know who Sylvia Massey is?
It sounds really familiar.
She's a producer, and she's produced a handful of big records, but she's huge microphone nut. Like she bought she spent like a ungodly amount of money, and she's not hugely famous, but she spent tens of thousands of dollars on somebody's microphone collection in the state. Her microphone collection is, as you would say, sick.
Sick. Yeah.
Sick.
Nice.
Ooh, sick.
Okay, yeah. I've definitely seen this. I've definitely seen her face. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like Google her name and microphone collection, she's got a lot of mics. She's got a lot of
Nice.
classic, vintage, hard to find, rare. Like she's
Very
pretty
cool. That's dope. That's hilarious though. That's funny. So number 8 is deprofessionalize the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this
I'm
is
as
something
unprofessional as they come, so I am
this is
deprofessionalized.
I mean, I think that you do a good job of like making a raw video where you get your point across, and it's like, and you do what you need to do, and you get the point across. You do the whole thing, like you do the but I could deprofessionalize it in the sense that I take too much time to do certain things that don't make a huge difference, So I think that this one's a pretty good one for me, because I wouldn't say I'm like professional, but I feel like I put a lot of effort into some things where I could just like skimp a little bit and save a lot of time and, be more efficient.
And this is where I think the argument is so valid, that putting that time, putting that effort, putting that polish on things, dude, it is what grows a sub count. It is what gets you from the third step on the stairs to like the fourth or fifth step. Like, and that's, again, I wish that I had the drive and time, I guess, to do it, which I know most people don't even have the time. They just make it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, as a fan of your quality of videos, like I can say I would be a little taken aback if like, I'd be like,
skimped.
Man, ooh,
Yeah.
what was different about that? Something was off. That wasn't
something sucked.
Yeah. like we talked about not sucked, but like we talked about earlier, like Bronson and Audio Hotline being, two things that make one brand. Like, the brand is different now. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous
That's fair.
to scale back and deprofessionalize, so to speak, or whatnot. But yeah, you nailed it with me, man. Like Old Dirty Bastard, I like it raw.
Well, dude, and I actually think that it was a thought that crossed my mind with him. I'm like, I think a big part of the draw for him is that his videos and his B-roll and everything comes off so professional, but so laid back that it's like, damn, like that's awesome. And so like, I was like, I don't know, man, like maybe just take longer to make videos, but still make them the same quality. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Just release less.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I would, for that one, I felt a little weird on his behalf because because I do love his quality,
Yep. We get used to what we're used to, and that it's crazy where that can go. Like I can watch your channel and be like, God, this is just fucking, beautiful visuals with great audio. I know I'm just being fucking honest.
Thanks, man.
But then, I would never kiss your ass for the sake of kissing your ass. I don't fucking care, Bronson. But I'm speaking the truth. And then I also will go watch somebody who puts no effort into their videos, but like somehow it's so endearing and like it's the switch up you need. It's like I don't want to just watch sci-fi movies for the visuals. Like I want to watch a fucking Scorsese flick for just dialogue and realistic action scenes that aren't over the top.
No, for sure.
Gotta switch it up.
Well, and that's the fun, cool thing about YouTube, and it's just like everyone has their own thing. And I do think that, that second, or what was it? No, the first rule, like you do put yourself in the videos and everything. It makes it kind of hard. And I mean, even like my B-roll represents how fucking OCD I am about stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's a pretty good representation of stuff like that. But so yeah, I mean, yeah, but
and it's totally respectable that I used to live by the motto of like, if you're gonna be somewhere for 8 hours, or if you're going to commit your time to something, like fucking, kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it. And I used to do that before this whole 40 fucking shit, man. Like
this
I
is
used
40,
to, like,
man.
like I really put some effort into my job and won fucking awards and just was killing it.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, yep, I'm done. Like I retired early, but I still have to work. Like, what the fuck happened?
No,
But if you're going to if you're setting aside 3 hours to shoot parts of a video, or to shoot, whatever, I don't know how long you take to do stuff, but like if you're setting that aside, kill it, fucking hammer it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, I definitely feel you. I feel like I try to do the best that I can in the amount of time that I have, but.
And you do the best. You're
thanks,
the best.
Man. But I kind of understand. Sometimes I'll just like have this thought of just like, does it really matter? And I think that like when it comes to especially a job where you yourself, you're not representing yourself, like kind of what you're talking, how you would work really hard and now you've kind of taken a step back. Like I can kind of see that in the sense of just being like, does it really make that big of a difference in my life? Like
that's what I got to, was like, what am I detrimenting here? Like, who am I detrimenting? Who am I shorting? Because career, and killing it at your career, as we know as YouTubers, does not mean instant money,
no.
or instant success, or, it's the long ball game for sure.
Yeah.
But
well, and that kind of comes into play with the 10th rule, but we'll get into the 9th one. This one doesn't really apply to us. Maybe it could. I don't know. But he says make stuff. And so he like will make these little like knick-knack paddywhacks, give the dog a bone.
Like the SM7B canister. And
yeah. And so for us, like I don't really think that applies. I don't know. You planning on making anything? Releasing something? I thought about it. I was like,
I definitely have people say, I wish you would do more mic mods. And I'm like, even though there's simple mic mods, like I wish that too, but that is, that's double the time at minimum, as opposed to any piece of gear in this shed. It's like, man, I would like to. I was like, but I had to accept that was off the table unless I ever did this full time, and then it would be completely on the table. But some things you gotta let go, and making stuff is awesome. And I know that he means making videos, not just making trinkets and, adapters and devices, but he also means that too.
Yeah.
Because he did specifically say, like, I used to make a lot of things on this channel, and like, it is fun to make shit. But
and I guess that's like little creations of like, well, and that's like, that is one thing that I've definitely thought about too, is like, there are just like random things that I'll do to like improve my setup or like a certain setup and stuff that I'm like, I should make a video about that. Like, cause it's stuff that I feel like I'm sure people have done, but I'm just like, oh, but the people that haven't done it, maybe they think that's cool, So but so number 10 is kind of relative to what you were talking about a second ago, but it's work serves my family. My family doesn't serve my work. And that's what you were saying, like at the detriment of working so hard, like, or, like, is it hurting your family? Is it hurting your sleep? Is it hurting your mental health? Like, so I definitely need to take this one to heart, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This one's this one's kind of a bad one for me, I think. But yeah.
You think you could be giving that time to?
Yeah, I think that sometimes I can kind of like put people off to do video stuff or work stuff, like 9 to 5 stuff, where I'm like, just like going hard and trying to like get stuff done instead of like setting. I think a big thing for me is setting a schedule. Like I really should set a schedule, but yeah, I think that's the big takeaway from that one is just be like, you know, I have a 2-hour time frame right here and that's it. Like, don't go under, don't go over. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
Opposite. I think my wife would like for me to come out here and make videos more.
There you go, dude. Hey,
you would enjoy that little bit of extra, you know, time to read a book or this or that. But she's so like indifferent to it anyways. Like she always lets me know, like, you know, you can do whatever you want and I'll be fine. Like, but also, you know, I'm perfectly fine to just hang out all evening and you not do anything. Like, it's just very neutral and on the fence about it. So
I mean, that's nice though.
it
Yeah.
always makes, but then I will get right in that mode with her and be like, all right, let's watch some British bake off shit.
Oh yeah, brother.
Eat some Oreos.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I mean, and I think that's like, you just got to find the balance in what works for you, you know? I think for people with, I think I probably would, if we did have kids, like I probably would, you know, not feel as much like I can work harder on stuff, work longer on stuff, you know? But
that's the thing too. Like, I do have kids and they're 7 and 10. And like, if I go too hard with this and then back off, like that, it doesn't make much sense because then they're going to be teens or worse, adults. And like, okay, I'm finally ready to take the the foot off the gas. And meanwhile, I missed a lot.
Yeah, it's true, man. That is a tough time. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, and one of my rules that would be on my 10 is if you got small kids, you know, start out small and steady. And when you get empty nested, then push it hard. And you're already, you know, integrated to the community, at least some.
Yeah.
So if you're going to push it hard, do it after the real priorities are.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Old enough to take care of themselves.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. I didn't even think about that with like the age of yours. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah. I'm not about to make a video. And, you know, if I want to make a video tomorrow night, but one of my kids is like, Dad, will you help me do this puzzle? Like, I'm doing the fucking puzzle, man. Like, I'm not doing a video. It just isn't
that's cool.
Not an option. You know, you gotta have your priority tiers.
Yeah.
And YouTubing is pretty low on the priority tiers for me. So I think that's why I'm a lazy YouTuber.
Are there any that, I guess you added one, but are there any you think that should be excluded from younger, like growing audience or growing creators and stuff? Or
no, not really. No. I mean, I think the great thing about Caleb doing this video and sharing those thoughts, even though many haters are going to just look at it as a headline grabbing, you know, fucking huge video opportunity, because it is.
Yeah.
People love vague shit. People love to see a headline that says, you know, Nevada mall shut down by the cops, and then you go read into it and it's like a water main burst, so the cops had to shut it down. You're thinking you're going to read some juicy shit. And it's like, oh, they just needed fucking Mario and Luigi to come fix this stuff. And so I liken it to that basically. Like it could be taken as that, but I think he's just smart. Like, I think he had something to say. He wanted to say it. And he's like, you know what, while I'm at it, why not make it a headline that's true, but vague?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, more people are going to watch it. Maybe more people need to hear this. And you know what? I don't hate that at all, because I actually needed to hear that just for like one or two takeaways. The whole thing was not for me, but I got one or two takeaways from it. And that's why I like that he shared it. So no, I think you keep in all 10 of those and let people, like they do with music, interpret it the way they want, take what they want from it.
Yeah. And so,
get what
and like
they need from it and leave the rest behind. Like, he still did a service to somebody. And if somebody completely misunderstands it and like goes and does a bunch of crazy shit like that, that's honestly on them, because he explained it pretty well. His rules were straightforward and clear. Nope. That was his video. And I love when you you just do it. You wanted to talk about 3 or 4 things. You came onto this podcast determined to do just that. That's what he did with that video. He was determined to say what he needed to say in his way. Get value or don't.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously, like, I'm not a successful YouTuber like Caeb Pike or anything, like, but I think that from what I took away from this is he mentioned several times in it, like after a lot of therapy, after, like talking a lot with a therapist, talking about my mental health and everything. And I'm like, these things, he did all of them in spite how he felt. You know what I mean? Is he did do the grind. He did ride the waves. Even though his, like he was like, I shouldn't do this. It's not me to do this, but I want to be successful. I want to do this. I want to do this because that's how you become successful on YouTube. So my big thing is I'm like, to me, none of like getting 800K subscribers on YouTube is worth me deteriorating my mental health. None of it is worth that.
Nothing is worth that.
No. And so I feel like the biggest takeaway that I have for this and for anyone that I would like talk to about this is just be like, if you ever feel like you're tempted to do something because YouTube told you or a YouTube creator told you, and you feel like it isn't good for you, don't fucking do it, like, and so like these 10 rules, you can kind of sum it all up to that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's a big part of it is just like, do what you want to do and don't do anything that's going to fuck you up in the long run,
That's it.
But
yep. I agree 100%. Now, mental health, I feel strongly about. Physical health is I struggle.
There you go. Yeah. That road Mike don't mind.
Mentally, I feel great.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't quite take care of myself the same way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Don't fuck yourself over mentally or even physically because of YouTube. Like it's silly, But yeah. So speaking of fucked up things though, I am so excited to show you this. I don't know if maybe he talked to you about this, but the Tom Buckster sent me a text about this. Let me see if I can pull it up and show it to you on here. So can you see that?
Yes. Okay.
So he sent me this and he was like, hey, someone sent me this and is like, hey, are you doing AI content now? So someone literally stole his background and they're making like AI generated content.
What?
Like, look at that, dude. So it's so weird, dude. So yeah, what he said specifically, he's like, someone messaged me on IG that this is or that this was some like AI scam channel that's been using my background. It's super weird. So I guess it's just like legitimately just like a fucking AI channel. I don't know.
Oh
but
my
dude,
God.
Isn't that wild though? Like, so this is kind of what I was thinking though. I was like, I don't know if you know much about like laws and stuff, but like obviously everything that we make doesn't have to be copyrighted for it to be illegal for someone to use, right?
Right.
So I mean, there is such thing as like intellectual property. Does that fit in that? Because the background is a picture he took. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't think they can do that, right? Like,
no, like I noticed. Pull that up again.
Yeah, you got it.
Let's analyze.
Dr.
Bronson.
Okay.
Analyze. Like they clearly they didn't want any of the posters to be legible, so they went with the blurred background in hopes of saving themselves a little bit there.
Yeah, but, I do think they blurred it up a little bit more. I do think. Yeah.
But that's
isn't that wild, man?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that pisses me off greatly.
Yeah, that's going too far.
Yeah.
Like that's
okay. Yeah, and I guess my question to you is like, if this were you, how would you attack this?
Oh, I'd message the channel owner if possible immediately,
Yeah.
and just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, what's like I'd have to feel comfortable in the fact that it was clearly, and that was clearly ripped off.
Oh, it's not even like, yeah. Well, you see that background, you're like, Tom Buck. You're like, that's Tom's background. Like, and there's no question of it whatsoever. You're like, that's like, I've literally seen that picture, you know, like, yeah, it's wild. But, dude, yeah, I was thinking, I was like, you know, I would just be like, hey, take it down. Don't use it again, or I'm going to have to like get a lawyer involved, you know, like this is, and that's the thing is like, and that's kind of what his angle was too. He's like, I don't want to be like associated with the content this person's making. Like, I'm not approving of this content, but it almost makes it seem like I am, you know? Yeah. So it's super weird. It's super just creepy, dude. Like, what the fuck, man?
That would weird me out.
Yeah. And so I would feel, that's how I would feel about it, is just ask him to take it down.
Yeah.
And I kind of get the concern. So he was like, dude, I'm just kind of worried. Like, if they're like this crazy AI person, what if they just like spam the shit out of me? You know, I'm like, yeah. Like,
have you ever ran into anyone using your video without asking you? Like, as an example in their video?
One time. Yeah.
That has happened to me a few times, and a few times without question. And then a few times I've gotten an email like, hey, you know, I'm doing a video on this, and then you did a video on it. And like, would you care if I used you as a alternative voice sample and like clip your video? Like, no, not at all. When anyone asks, not at all.
That's fine. Like, like I'll even go out of my way to help them, you know, like,
yes.
No,
because I mean, they're helping you at the same time, you know, and it's, but when they don't ask, it's like, it's a little fucked up.
I guess I should take that back. There are several like company videos that people have put out, like the companies have put out, that they just like feel like they own the rights to my video since they sent me a fucking microphone, you know?
Yeah.
That's definitely happened a lot.
Most of those do. Most of them that I've dealt with do mention it. Like,
I've had a couple be like, hey, is that okay? And I'm like, yeah. But then there are some that I'll just like find it and I'm like, okay. You know, like, and I don't usually care or anything, you know. The only, I can't remember who it was. I did do a bad review of a product and they clipped something and it made it sound like my review was positive, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That was fucking bullshit. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to try to find it. I'd gladly play it on here.
That would make me a little upset.
Yeah, dude. No, that was, but yeah, no, I wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to show you that real quick. It's just kind of an interesting thing. But okay, the most important question that I have for you today that I wrote down and everything, this was a long discussion that I had with someone the other night. And I just got to ask, would you rather have a horizontal butt crack or vertical mouth?
I mean, horizontal butt crack for sure.
Dude, right? Okay. Yeah. I'm like, am I fucking crazy? Exactly. That's what I said.
You can put pants on that shit. I don't want to wear a mask my whole life.
Yeah. This dude was like vertical mouth for sure. Like, and I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, dude, I'd rather like, at least with the horizontal butt crack, like I can hide it, you know? And like,
yeah.
And,
you can make some OnlyFans cash off that too, which I guess you could the mouth as well.
That's what I said. I was like, dude, that could even become like a kink or something. I'm like, Bark would love that for his OnlyFans. So I'm like, yeah, man. Okay. Yeah. I'm making sure I'm not crazy.
Interesting question for sure. Yeah.
But speaking of other weird shit, last episode, we were talking about a channel that you found that had they had like 78,000 subscribers or whatever. And dude, so I was like a goddamn detective when you sent me this, dude. As soon as like I see the subscriber count, I see that they have like almost half the amount of videos as me. And I think my direct words to you, I like made a little reaction to me looking at this thing. I was like, fuck this person. Fuck them. Like they have half as many videos as me, like 4 times more subscribers, and like their watches are ridiculous. Dude, yeah, like I dove in, first thing I noticed, I was like, comments disabled. This is weird.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, dude. So
I did not.
I don't even usually, when I watch a video, I rarely scroll down to the comments thing. I think a lot of people do that. I don't usually scroll down very often. I don't know. I think it's like a lot of people's first instinct, but I was in detective mode, dude. But yeah, dude, like not having the audio community portion of like an audio channel would be weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta be
Well,
lonely.
when you pointed that out and started like connecting the dots that I didn't even bother to connect, like,
dude,
this dude totally bought views, and I forget that
I
you can
do too.
That's even a thing.
So
Because I would never want my numbers to be fake. You know, like if a video I put out tomorrow like is gonna top out at 500 in the first week or two, like, so be it, you know, whatever. Like, at least I know that's 500 people that wanted to watch. I can get a true sense of like how I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you buy subs, you have no clue who got value from your content.
Yeah. Well, dude, like the only reason I really bring it up is like, I can't imagine like how lonely that would feel. You know what I mean? Like no comments.
Yeah, the best part is
the best part's like, community.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, and like, yeah, dude, like, am I sometimes sad when I put out a video that like doesn't perform? Actually, the only one that I've ever really truly been sad about is my Stash or Smash video. Like, just did not perform well at all. Like, views wise, not good. And so that was a bummer to me, but that was because I was actually excited about this, you know, like, and so that was a bummer. And so, but like, I don't know, dude, like the community part of it and like the true representation of how you're doing, I think is important, you know, but I don't know, man, that was baffling to me, but I
enjoyed your video reaction to it. Like,
I know I almost, if I didn't mention the name so many times, I'd probably just play it here, but it was pretty funny. I was like, it was good. I was astounded by this, but yeah. Dude.
Yeah. And I'm so glad I asked you to do that, because I was like looking at it so narrowly, and then you went into investigator mode and I think you my cousin Vinny'd that shit. I think, dude, by the time I did. I was like, this guy's guilty.
Yeah, guilty, dude. Yeah, he's for guilty. Sure. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was very interesting channel, you know, but I did, like we talked about last time, I did take the time to listen to Post Malone. I did my homework.
I know the results.
Yeah, so
like, I know the results, because I know how insanely just, I can't believe it myself when I'm like, fucking love this shit. And I'm like, why do I love this shit? It's so mind-boggling. And I'm like, you know, 1 out of every 20 people that I could suggest, like, just give it a chance. Like 1 of 20 might come back and be like, yeah, dude. The other 19, they're like, why'd you fucking ask me to do that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this is my take on Post Malone. So what I did is I went to Texas T, which was the first song that you told me to listen to, right?
Fucking banger.
And I was like, this is a really good song. Like, I was genuinely like, this is actually really good. Like, I was, you know, I was surprised by Texas T. So then at that point, I went to like the Spotify profile and I started listening to like his most popular songs. And I was like, I don't like any of these at all. Yeah. Right. So then I went back to the same album that Texas T was on and I listened to the least popular songs. And I was like, Post Malone's actually good. Like, Post Malone's actually fucking good, you know, like, but I think that his popular songs, and this wasn't even like necessarily, like, I feel like that sounds like a very hipster statement, being like, I like the lower pop, but like, I would just play it, and then the song that I liked the most, I'd be like, okay, like, what was that song? And it would usually be, you know, like mid-tier song, definitely not in the, he has like several songs with billions of streams on there.
Oh
It's
yeah, he's massive. Man.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, no, I actually thought that, I was like, no, he's actually good. I did think that there was some like repetition in some songs that I was like, but
Yeah,
overall, definitely, as far as like pop artists, modern day pop artists go, I think that he's probably got to be the number one spot though, for me at least, like, because I don't really like
yeah, it's
pop
not my
music,
genre.
you know.
I mean, my wife all the time say we don't like anyone else that's trying to do whatever style this is or whatever. And we, you know, it's like, this is just weird that he's got a hold of us like this. But the unpopular shit that you spoke of, which is the best, like one of my favorite songs is a B-side off of a deluxe edition. I'm like, how the fuck was this not on the album? This
dude,
awesome.
yeah.
And yeah, where I've listened to him so much on a lot of those songs that are not his biggest hits, over time the hits start creeping in. It's like,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's just weird. But I did give myself a break from Posty. I've been listening to the Bangles.
Oh, dude, nice. Okay.
Bangles.
Yeah.
Hazy Shade of Winter. I was like, this is a fucking jam. And it's actually a Simon and Garfunkel cover, which is
okay.
also a jam.
Yeah,
And,
dude.
I I get on the kick with like, you know, need more female artists. Cause I
get that.
am such a, oh dude, I'm a sucker for, you know, female leads. Like Slater Kinney just came out with a new album and it's fucking good. And, there's a band called Sprints that's like a punk metal outfit, kind of. Fucking God, the girl in there, just absolute beast. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I need to revisit some old stuff like the Bangles.
Yeah.
Blonde.
Fuck yeah. Know? I love that shit, man.
So good.
I live for that shit, man. Good. Dude, especially older women artists, like the singers, I fucking love them, dude. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I've always loved Joan Jett and the Runaways, and it's and then I even like the Dixie Chicks at one time. Like,
oh, there you go. There you go.
Wasn't bad for country.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I'm looking at the Bangles songs right now. I haven't listened to I probably have heard it, but I haven't listened to Hazy Shade of Winter to the point that I can think of it.
Like, fucking awesome song.
I mean, even though it's their most popular, Eternal Flame is a good song. You know, Manic Monday is a great
Walk
song.
Like an Egyptian's a great song.
Yeah, dude.
That's all great. I mean, these, like, the term Walk Like an Egyptian is universally known, and I'm pretty sure because of that song. It's not because anyone else was ever talking about walking like an Egyptian. And it's just, you know, you hear that, and it's just, I love female bands too. The Warning. Have you ever listened to The Warning?
No, I don't think so. No.
It's an all female kind of metal band, more hard rock. They're newer. And dude, they kick ass. They just absolutely kick ass.
Yeah, I would say like one of my favorite bands has got to be, dude, Roxette is up there, man. I love Roxette.
Yeah. Heart. I know you got history with Heart.
Dude, Heart. I think that Ann Wilson is my favorite female vocalist, but I don't think that's like, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. She's good. Yeah. I listened to her a little bit. We talked about her not too long ago, and then I went back and kind of listened to her a little bit more again, and I was like, yeah, she got it.
She's got it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, no, that great. There's some great female singers back in the day, and they weren't so focused on it sounding so pretty all the time, and I think that's why I liked it. You know, like, I like some of the raw factor of Ann Wilson when she can be like a little bit more raw. She does like the pretty stuff well, but then she, you know, can be a little bit more raw. But dude, she's just nuts. Her voice is fucking crazy. There's some nostalgia there for sure. That's definitely a part of why I like her as much as I do.
We're only at 109 subs. I think we could fucking DJ all night long.
Oh
on this
yeah,
channel.
dude, we totally could. Yeah,
fucking go live and DJ
Dude.
time with the Obscure Hotline.
Dude, speaking of which, the last time we did that, it was so weird. When I was editing the last episode, we played the eyes without a face.
Oh,
you know, dude, for whatever reason, as soon as that song stopped, my mic would just echo the whole time. It was so weird. So I had to chop it up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. But it was just so weird.
I bet I simply didn't turn loop back off.
Oh, yeah.
I bet I just
that might be what it is. Yeah.
Turn loop back off.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So that, dude, that'd be kind of fun though, just to randomly play little clips of songs while we're talking about it, just in the background. Who cares? We're not monetized, you know?
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, man. So we were a little less vulgar in this one, I feel like. A little less.
We were calm. We were
pretty calm. Pretty calm.
We
calm,
did
collected.
we did not deprofessionalize. We were totally professional.
Yeah, we were like, we went the opposite direction of the advice. Yeah, for sure.
Me smoking on camera like it's 1985.
Yeah, I definitely dropped some F's and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, there's always gonna be F's. Yeah.
But well, thanks for watching or listening to this episode of Obscure Hotline, episode 23 on January 22nd.
Let us be inside you.
Thank you for letting us be all up in you. But all right, well, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.